joining. Yay! Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So today is the second episode of the Vita Meter, and today we are going to talk about an amazing brand that I love, and it's Fillo's, I don't actually know if I'm saying it correctly, but whatever, it's their brand, and it's their beans and sofritos. So if you are a fan of beans, and you don't like to cook beans because they are kind of labor intensive, and I have found that, it takes a lot of spices and, seasoning and like the right amount of salt, and to get all of that correct is really hard. I mean, I have trouble with it. Some people are great at it, but for me, beans have always just been easier to eat like prepared somewhere else or in a can. But then you have like the whole can issue, and then they don't taste as good, and blah, blah, blah. So when I found these a couple of years ago, I was super excited. It's a really awesome company too. If you read their story, it's really awesome. But I wanted to talk about, they have 3 varieties. I only have 2 here with me today. The other one that they have is the Cuban black beans, but this is the Puerto Rican pink bean and the Tex-Mex pinto. So I'm going to rate these on the Vita Meter today, so you guys can shop these, hopefully, if they get a good enough rating, which they probably will today. So, and then you can add these for like breakfast when you make migas, tacos, to lunches, to dinners. Also, the nice thing about these, they come in a pouch, not in a can, so we don't have to worry about the BPA, the lining. But the other nice thing is they're so portable because of the pouch, and you can easily, not that anyone would want to eat them not heated up, but you could eat them not heated up if you wanted to. Camping, this is like great for camping. Summer's coming up. I know there's a lot of people that do that. Or taking to work to include into your meal and things like that. My dog literally just hit her food button. Okay, she keeps hitting her food button. Anyway, she has like this button that she hits and it says food, and she's literally hitting it, so she must be hungry because I'm talking about the beans right now. But anyway, so going back to the episode, so let's talk about the Puerto Rican pink beans first. Okay, so like I talked about on the first episode, the first 3 ingredients are the ones that are the most plentiful in that food, right? So as we start going through this and I list these ingredients, I want you to start thinking that way. First 3, most plentiful, okay? First ingredient, water. Second ingredient, pink beans. And then third is onion, okay? So obviously we know to cook beans takes a lot of water. That makes sense. So unlike the last episode when we did the pizza from the American Flatbread Pizza Company, they actually put on their water good mountain water. I don't know if you guys remember seeing that. I really loved that. It made me laugh and giggle, but also it was just such a cool thing that they actually put that, because water does really matter when we're cooking our food. So there is no good mountain water on here, but it does say water. We can only hope they're using a good filtered water. So Fillo's brand, if you are watching this, please reach out to me and let me know. Inquiring minds would love to know that, so for sure. So you have those first 3 perfect, awesome ingredients. Then you have tomatoes, then you have bell peppers, then you have extra virgin olive oil. We're still like cruising along, doing awesome. Then we have sea salt, then we have garlic, then ground annatto seeds. Still great, still perfect. Like as if you are making this in your kitchen on your stove, right? All of this is great. Ground cumin's the next ingredient, dried oregano's the next one, ground coriander's the next one. I mean, we are literally like cruising along. This is like the most homemade, non-homemade, homemade you can get at this point. The very last ingredient kind of confused me a little, so I did have to do some research on it. It's natural cilantro flavor. So, I looked it up because I'm thinking to myself, all of the other ingredients are so clean and they're so real and so fresh and so much of a whole food ingredient. Like, why all of a sudden natural cilantro flavor instead of just putting cilantro in, right? So I did some research on that. So first of all, cilantro does not hold well, apparently, like fresh cilantro. So that's probably why they didn't use the fresh. But then the dried cilantro, although it does taste a little different than the fresh, it does hold better, right? So why not just use a dried cilantro, just like they did with the dried oregano. When I looked up the natural cilantro flavor, it basically consisted of some, like, you know, alcohol, like ethyl alcohol components, and it said some natural plant and vegetable extracts. So it had like 4 or 5 ingredients, and that was the basis of that. You know, I don't know what natural plant and vegetable extracts means. That's the only questionable part. And so, I mean, I'm going to probably do a little more research on this, to like why they use that. I might reach out to the company because I would like to know. I don't know if it was a cost thing. It wouldn't seem like that, but that's probably that is the only thing on this entire ingredient list that was questionable for me. So otherwise, this was like amazing, 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 right? And then when I pulled up their Tex-Mex pinto ones, this flavoring, again, water, pinto beans, tomatoes, onion, jalapeno peppers, extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, garlic, ground cumin, paprika, dried oregano, and then ground ancho chili peppers. So you have what was that, 11 ingredients, all whole foods, unprocessed, no preservatives. Again, amazing, as if like you cooked it yourself, right? And you added all of that. So this one doesn't have the questionable cilantro flavoring in there. And I don't know about the Cuban black beans because I don't have that one here today, but I'm sure it's, you know, very similar to these. So from that standpoint, the Vita Meter for me, for Fillo's, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, beans and sofritos, I would literally give this a solid, I mean, I want to give it a 10. That natural flavoring thing with the cilantro knocks it down a little bit. So 9.5 to 10 really is my rating for these. Plus, like I was saying at the beginning, they're portable, they're easy. You just heat them up on the stove. They're awesome. They taste amazing. Beans are so good for you. There's actually a functional medicine doctor, and I follow her on Instagram, and she has something called the Bean Protocol. So it's for women that are having like fertility issues or want to like up their fertility. There's a whole thing with beans. And so anyway, that's a whole different segment. But that being said, beans are amazing for you. So you guys go run out and get these. Whole Foods does have them on sale periodically, and I will usually like stock up on them when they have them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, as usual, please feel free to comment or DM me, and I will be posting this up to my YouTube channel if you have not followed that yet. It's La Dolce Vita Nutrition and Breathwork. And yeah, pass it on. Anyway, have a good Thursday. Is today Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. So, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.